What's going on, everyone? It's time for another horror thriller film review. Today we're going to talk about a film called Penance Lane, which was released sometime in 2020, and it was directed by Peter Ingart, who did films like Aftermath, uh, Loving the Bad Man, The Valley of Tears, and Argo. Um, so Penance Lane. This is a story of career criminal who gets out of jail and is looking for work in a small town, and like a pastor has a job for him where he finds work at like cleaning up and century home that's all dilapidated and stuff, and he gets to stay there, room and board included, and he just has to pay for it. He just has to get like materials and stuff and then fix it up. But as he's staying there, he learns that there's actually a lot more secrets to this house than what was originally told. And yeah, so yeah, the first half of this movie, you learned a lot about like the main character and stuff, which is actually um, pretty good. Like the character development in this is actually not too bad and stuff. I thought it was pretty well shot too. It's a low budget film, but it still looks pretty good. And like the lighting and stuff all matches. And the dark scenes are supposed to be dark and stuff. The practical effects look pretty good too. The acting's hit and miss depending on which characters you're referring to, and yeah. But the story of this film is pretty convoluted. It's starts off as more like a thriller and a mystery, which is good. It starts off really strong, and then once it goes into the more horror aspects of it, it gets pretty meshy because it tries to be like a slasher film once, and then a paranormal film, and then and it's back to a slasher film, and then back to like some weird mystery type film, and it's just back and forth, which is convoluted. And the ending's really dull. It's pretty boring once you get. It's pretty predictable too once you get to the end, and yeah, I do gotta say the main actor though in this film is pretty wooden in his style. I think he's more of a stunt man. This is a massive dude that they had play the lead, and yeah, he yeah, I think he's more done stunt work in films and stuff. It looks like, but um, yeah, his acting style wasn't the best too overall. But overall, I thought the film was amusing and it's okay. It's not the best film out there, but I've seen way worse than this, and I've definitely talked about way worse than this. So yeah, it's not too bad of a film, and yeah, so I'm gonna give this film a 2.5 out of 5. If you want to check it out, it is on Prime and it's on Tubi, so I'll link the whole that down below so you can watch the whole movie for free down there. Also, link down below is mentioned in the post clips, films, and review the future of my stories. You have the film time hashtags and some genre film and hashtags, so you're aware of it. Also, my letterbox down below, do peer reviews. That's where I post my first starting of films, and my Twitter's down below, reviews underscore Derek. So follow me on those platforms, stay up to this channel. Like this video, share some more people wherever. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchises on any in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'm trying my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully find something weird or scary all day, probably never without checking out and also so hear my opinions on popular films, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And make sure you ring that bell because we're going to do a sci-fi film that where I did the first one was the second review I ever did on this channel like 4 years ago, and I'm finally going to talk about the remake. We're going to talk about the day the Earth stood still in 2008, starring Keanu Reeves in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. Watch out for all those crazy killers looking in rural houses because you never know where they are. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.